All In Sports Network. We love sports.
Boy, don't play with me, you know I'm bad. Boy, don't play with me, you know I'm bad.
All right. It has been Peck on the All In Aggies YouTube channel. And again, shout out to 12th Man Productions for that. And thank you so much for joining us here on this Friday before game day. We're going to be taking a look at the big matchup in town, the blackout over at Kyle Field. Just wanted to start the show with a little something different as we get ready for the game of the year. There's been a lot of debate. Is this the biggest game at Kyle Field since joining the SEC? I say no, because I would put 2013 Alabama up there. People forget the national buzz that was around Texas A&M at the time, and that's something that I've talked about with wanting to see, the opportunities for not only this game with LSU, but Missouri as moments for LSU or A&M to get back kind of on that national radar and have that sort of national moment of recognition. These are chances to do that, and A&M has both converted on – well, they've converted to this point. Notre Dame was a missed opportunity, I guess, if you want to get real picky. But this LSU game, I will concede the argument that given how late in the year it is, and I don't think there's been a bigger game at Kyle Field this late in the year than this, aside from – let me double-check 2016. But given the quality of both teams, I think this is certainly up there. And I will say this. Now, I think of it this way. Is this the biggest game at Kyle Field since the renovated Kyle Field, the renovated stadiums, the massive renovations, I should say? I think that is probably likely. Yeah, 2016, last time they started 4-0, they were – they came back after a loss against Alabama, and then they played New Mexico State, then they lost on the road. So you've never had – how about this? You've never had a 4-0 Texas A&M team in the SEC play a game at home. They've been 4-0 on the road that one year at Alabama 2016. So on today's show, as we get further into it, we're going to take a look at my pecking order, the top 5 things I'm looking for in that game. And then, as we told you, if you caught the show on Wednesday, we try to talk about everything here on campus. How awesome was the volleyball win over Texas, right? What my mission is to make sure that those things don't sneak up on you. I've been guilty of it in terms of I haven't necessarily been leading into it as much. Part of that's because I want to do that with like in-person accounts. Like I want to go to these games and matches and fill you in. My schedule just sort of like has not quite lined up with some of these home matches, home games. I've been out of town and sick and other things. So especially soccer is going to be home this weekend. We're going to be at that game for senior day. But we're going to talk about some of the other sports going on, including baseball with a scrimmage against Houston, and then basketball opening up, men's basketball opening up with a scrimmage at Houston, an exhibition game, I should say, on Sunday afternoon. But we will start with the main event, LSU and Texas A&M. My top 5 things I'm looking for on the pecking order. Number 5, nothing easy for Garrett Nussmeier. They've got a prolific passing attack. They had John Emery go down with the injury early on. I thought the run game had promise for them, but they've sort of diverted to be a pass-first offense option, and they're one of the best in the SEC, 322 yards per game. They do not run the ball quite as much. They're second best in the SEC, and they're third worst in terms of run yards per game. So there's no secret how they're going to attack you. My thing is don't make it easy. They're going to take shots. They're going to utilize, Lacey and Mason Taylor and all the other guys they've got on there in ways where they're going to try to get explosive plays. I feel good about A&M being able to hold up against LSU if the Tigers are having to work and earn for every little thing every single time. If every offensive drive that's a scoring drive means you're going to have to go down and convert, not only convert third downs, but you're going to have to get to manageable third downs, and then you're going to have to convert 2 or 3 third downs just to get in the red zone. Then you got to punch down in the red zone. Then I feel good about Texas A&M's chances to hold up against this LSU Tiger offense. Number 4, along that lines, turn up the pressure. I want to see this defensive line get after Garrett Nussmeier. The offensive line, part of what has been so good for LSU is how stout they have been on the offensive line, right? You've got, Emory Jones and Will Campbell as 2 of the best offensive linemen out there, offensive tackles. But as A&M fans will tell you, that feel pretty good about Nick Scorton, Shamar Stewart, Shamar Turner, all those guys being able to turn up the pressure. Coach Oko talked about Nick Scorton was a little sick against Mississippi State. Hope that, and he was still pretty disruptive at times. So if he's fully healthy, literally healthy, then that bodes well. I just again make Garrett Nussmeier uneasy, just as much as the nothing easy goes to the secondary and their ability to defend the pass. I also mean nothing easy in terms of don't let Garrett Nussmeier sit back there, get in a groove, get in a pocket, and disrupt the run game to the extent that they try to go to it, but know that, that is going to be plan A for them. But I hope that's plan A for Texas A&M too. It's like, we're going to bring it with our front 4 and other blitzing options. We're going to try to keep them uneasy and try to make it so the Tigers never really get in a rhythm, never really feel comfortable sitting back there. So number 4 is turn up the pressure. Number 3 is limit the pressure. On the other side, okay, their defense. We heard Coach Elko talk about it, and we played some of it for you the other day. They have talked ad nauseum about, Harold Perkins out for the year, but even with him gone, and since he's left, not as a result of him being gone, they have been able to be one of the best pass rushing teams in the country, and certainly in the SEC. So they've got options. They've got versatility. It's not one guy dominating. Like Whitwiggs has come in and been good, but like filling in for that role for Harold Perkins. But they have made it. They've been able to lean on that, almost a similar version of Texas A&M's defense is what you see with LSU. I think the probably a little worse on both ends. I don't think the pass rush might be comparable, but I think the secondary is much more suspect for LSU, which is something I think A&M is going to have to take advantage of. We'll get to that in just a second, but yeah, I mean they are very good at stopping the run, and they have a disruptive front 7, and then kind of hope you can hold up on the back end. I think Texas A&M can hold up on the back end a little bit better. Front 7 has, at times it's been a little, I don't want to say slow, like the sack numbers were a little slow, but they were still disrupting plays. The run defense, I guess, really is where maybe the two diverge. LSU has been much more sound, I believe, against the run on a consistent basis than A&M has, but I don't think that's going to come up for A&M defensively as much this game. But offensively for A&M, you got to be able to give Connor Wigman time back there, and you got to be able to hopefully still establish the run. I'm going to put that as a separate category. That's not necessarily my key here, but I mean, I guess it just kind of goes without being said, right? Like if A&M's going to have a chance to beat anybody, they got to be able to be pretty good about establishing the run. And they've been that to this point this season. Can they keep it up? That's what I want to see. Not only Saturday, but then again, can you mix it up? Which, anyways, that leads into number 2. It all bleeds into my number 2 key. Connor cooking. Okay. We got to see the Connor Wigman from Missouri. Can't see the Connor Wigman from Mississippi State. That will not cut it. Okay. Even with how shaky at times the LSU secondary was last year, and I still think has questions this year, you've got to be able to protect him, which goes to our key number 3. And you've got to have Connor, like when the throws are there, he's got to hit them. And he cannot have missed opportunities, cannot have unforced errors, cannot have, like, interceptions are one thing and they might happen, but like it's the way in which they happen. It's the calculated risk in which they happen. Like, are we trying to fit in a ball on 1st and goal at the 1 and we're trying to like squeeze it into double coverage? That doesn't make sense, right? If we're 3rd down, or shoot, even like if we're at the minus 40-yard line and 2nd and 20, you take a deep shot and it's intercepted. That's one thing. Or a one-on-one that your guy just gets beat. That's one thing. But calculated risks, but also nothing where it's like we didn't need to do that. There was other options. We forced it. If you're talking to Connor, and again, when the shots are there to be had, do it. And the offensive line's got to help him. This was Mike Elko talking about his observations of Connor Wigman against Mississippi State. Struggling at times, had the couple interceptions. If you're pessimistic, you might say it reminded you more of Notre Dame, at least in terms of the turnover rate, right? Like the 2 picks and then a couple more that he could have had. This was Mike Elko's observations of kind of what he saw with Connor Wigman going on there.
Yeah, I think he, has some plays he just wish he had back. I think each one is kind of each of its own. The first one, I don't know if it slipped or sailed. It was hard to tell, but it certainly wasn't an accurately thrown football. The second one was late. And then I think he just got out of whack with his progression on the other 2 that probably could have been picked. And so, but I also do think like a piece of football is not every throw is going to be right. And so I don't know that you ever come out of a game without things to fix or correct. And so it's kind of where we're at with that.
So, yeah, fair. And I think that's probably an accurate assessment. I wouldn't panic based off that. But I think the thing that worries me more so is if he's under pressure and the inaccuracies there, then are you in a dicey situation? Now, if he's protected, that helps. But I guess let me flip the other side. I've been a little pessimistic talking about this. I think there's an opportunity if you protect him, he could dice up this LSU defense pretty nicely, like we saw against Missouri. Okay. I think that's just as much as it could go sideways. I think there's a lot of room for this to be a coming out party once again for Connor Wigman. He shows up in the big moments and kind of establishes himself as one of the, upper tier SEC quarterbacks. I'm not going to say, vault to like the top, fill in the blank, but like among the better SEC quarterbacks, especially considering that he is, while a junior or while on his 3rd year on campus, he is still like very much a young player in terms of his experience, although that is even fading less and less the more we go. I guess the only thing is this is going to be his 3rd year where this is his 4th start. I think he had 8 starts in his career coming into the year, and this is going to be his 4th start of the season. So, you look at it like that and it's like, okay, and he's had 1 full season of college football in terms of being the guy at the beginning of the game. So we'll see. I feel good about it. I feel nervous about it. Let me rephrase that. I feel anxious. Like, part of me is excited. Part of me is a little hold your breath, but I think they can get through it. And the run game, I guess the untold part of this, to kind of bring in that the key that's not a key, is if the running is harder this game than it has been, and then you would hope it to be, that's where I think you get a little nervous. If it is going to be a situation where Le'Veon Moss, Amari Daniels, EJ Smith, and those guys, the offensive line is struggling to get push, and you're facing a lot of 3rd and 6, 7, 8, and Connor Wigman, just how we talked about with, I want to see LSU make them work for it. If A&M's having to work for it all the time and you're having to get consistent high-level play from Connor Wigman and just the passing attack as a whole, that gets me a little uneasy, not because they can't do it, but because you leave it up to chance, right? Like if there's a 3rd and 5 and 80% of the time we feel good about, as an offensive staff, this play call can get us the first down. 1 out of 5 times you're not going to get it. And if you face 3 or 4 of those over the course of a drive, and maybe it's not always 50% chance, but if it's, 30% chance, then you get a little, you leave the door open for some stalls offensively and making it difficult. So we'll see how Connor can do. I think he's got to come through for Texas A&M to have a chance in this game. Not saying he has to throw for anything crazy number wise, but he's got to be able to capitalize on the opportunities that are there. And when you do take the shots, hit them. And the number one thing I'm looking for in this game is an iconic moment. Okay. And that goes less to winning the game. Like, you need to win the game to have the iconic moment, of course. Right. But again, the thing that I, as a college football viewer, cannot remember, and as someone who just got to Aggie Land 2022 before the 2022 season, just from the outside, I'm telling y'all, if you're A&M fans, I did not ever think of A&M being on these big, big stages or as one of the keystone programs to where every week you're checking to see how did A&M do. What's A&M doing this week? Did they hold up? Did they keep it going? Right? They've been close. They've kind of been in that like second tier of, where their season is in terms of like, okay, like even 2020, as unfortunate it was, you play Bama in week 2, right? Or the second game. I'm not sure if it was week 2, but their second game, you play Alabama. You still, if you were looking for just like the chaos and the, lay of the land, you'd go, okay, like what did Alabama do? What did Georgia do? And, Clemson, all the other conferences. And then maybe you go down to like, okay, what are the next teams like in line rising up? And A&M that year, like they did great and they were working up, but in a 4-team system and they were always on the outside looking in. It was tough to really like have them be in the driver's seat, right? They were always like in the back seat, ready to take over, or they were in the shotgun, ready to kind of put their hand on the wheel and take over, but they never have been in a situation where like Georgia and Alabama and, LSU in their good years, they are in the driver's seat, and everyone, when they want to know, like, what's the first game you want to know the result of? What's the first team you want to know how they did? Here's the slate of games. What do you want to know for the rest of the year? I want to know how A&M did. I think A&M, if they can win this game, they will turn the corner to where they already are in the biggest game of the week, and they'll have tons of eyeballs on them. But you will go into the rest of the games of the season with manageable teams and people saying, especially as it relates to the SEC title race, is A&M, the team to beat and the team to watch out for. The closest I think we got, as I mentioned, was 2013 Alabama, 2012. Even 2012, Johnny Manziel was doing his thing, but the team in terms of like championship aspirations was largely out of it at this point. Already had some losses. But 2013, the season was young. You had all the offseason drama with Johnny. And that was a moment where if A&M wins that game, you say, okay, A&M is the top dog in this conference. They're the ones with the target on their back, with the circle on their chest that everyone's going after and everyone's looking after. Even 2016, the 4-0 start, they were like in the holding pattern. Like if Alabama or whoever slips up, then they're maybe in position to take over the wheel, but they were never in that driver's seat. So that's as it relates to winning the game. My part about an iconic moment is that would help. It's one thing to get the result, and there's probably still going to be some doubters out there. But if you can get like a moment that, like, let's go back to 2012, Johnny Manziel, right? The play that we've all seen, doesn't have anything, jump up, run around, gets the touchdown. Like, that moment has played through people's minds for forever as like, wow, that is something special. That is something to keep an eye on. I want to follow these guys. And if I'm a recruit, this is where it gets important. If I'm a recruit, if I'm a, when we get to the transfer portal, if I'm a transfer target, I'm all this. If I'm a fan, right? Remember how much enthusiasm all that generated in terms of the money. I mean, we talked about the stadium. Like, those things can go a long way in terms of especially with the first year coaching staff, building the momentum to go season into season and have that excitement carry over, not just for the rest of the year, but for the next years. They're going to have a ton of recruits on hands. Like, can A&M capture a moment where almost like if you played out this game, the 2022 game where Moose had the catch, right? If this team had that moment and they win and they move to 5-0 in the SEC, you'll be seeing that play everywhere. People all across the country be talking about Moose Muhammad in that play. It didn't hit like that because A&M was just 5-7. After that was to cap off a 5-7 season. But if A&M can have a win and a moment that gets just ingrained into the psyche of college football, I think people really start shifting their attitudes towards Texas A&M. And who cares what other fan bases think? I'm talking recruits and transfer targets and maybe even coaches if you have to fill coaching vacancies if guys move on. So that is what I want to see. Just to refresh, number 5 on the pecking order. For LSU, nothing easy for Garrett Nussmeier, and turn up the pressure on Garrett Nussmeier. Limit the pressure, number 3, on Connor Wigman, and let Connor cook. And he's got to take advantage of it. We got to see Mizzou Connor. We can't see Mississippi State Connor, Notre Dame Connor. And then number 1, I would take McNeese State Connor, by the way. Number 1, if we could get that iconic moment, this would be a win that not just resonates for the season, like it resonates for years. Just one last thing to tie a bow on that. 2016, I believe that 4-0 start, it ended with, Tennessee, right? Tennessee, double overtime, great game. Imagine, like, that was a win that we can look back and remember, and it's hard to get overly excited because you know what happened after that, 4 SEC losses. But that was a win, like, yes, if you can go back and put yourself in that moment and say, in that moment, that was awesome and that was really cool and that was a great game and whatever. But it didn't hit the same. The reason why the 2012 Alabama win and the Johnny moment hits through is because that changed the program for that season. That created energy going into 2013. A lot of that did carry over into the good parts of 2014, 15, 16. Like, that was a foundation laying moment, which is why I think a game like that, a moment like that, has the reference it does. Rather, 2016, it was a big win at the time, but it didn't pan out to be as notable, and it didn't necessarily lay a foundation moving forward for success moving on. The Orange Bowl game, if Jimbo Fisher would have worked out, I think you could look back at the Orange Bowl game and some other parts of the 2020 season with a lot more reverence than we do now because we know how the story ends. We don't know how the story ends, and there's a chance it's the first major chapter and a really, really cool time for Texas A&M football. So I would just love to see that for posterity's sake. Posterity's sake. I don't even know if that's the right phrase. But anyway, onward we go. We got 15 minutes to go. We're going to try to hit some other topics. Texas A&M basketball is almost back. They open up Monday at UCF the day before Election Day, and they have a scrimmage Sunday with University of Houston this was my report for my day job, KCN, your friendly NBC affiliate and Waco College Station. Shout out K-Aggs as well, your NBC College Station affiliate. This was my report from Media Day that they had earlier this week, and we'll come back and talk about it in just a sec. Peck here with your October surprise. I know we're in the middle of football season, but there are, in fact, other sports that are just getting ready to begin. The team backed by the 12th man, Texas A&M, comes in ranked number 13 in the preseason AP poll, and understandably so. This team nearly knocked off a Final Four contender, Houston, to make it to the Sweet 16. Now they have 6 returners going into their final season with the program, and 6 of those guys are entering year 3 or year 4 with Texas A&M. In this landscape of college basketball and college athletics as a whole, that's something that's becoming quite a rarity, and both the coaches and players are appreciating that.
I just don't know that that'll happen 6 months from now, over however long it is. And so I'm trying to have more joy for the opportunity to be around them, because it does have some other era type feel to it.
It kind of means a lot. I mean, I don't think the emotions hit us yet until we play that first game, but we talk about it every day about how this is our last ride and how we've been through thick and thin, how we've been through the fire and how we've done it together. We've been in the ups, we've been through the downs, we've won, we've lost, we've done it all. So we just want to leave it all out on the court this year and come out with some W's.
In Waco. All right, so shout out the Baylor Bears, the other team I cover for KCN over in Waco. But listen, men's basketball is as I talked about, 6 guys in the rotation that are going into the last year. By the way, it's not even counting Solomon Washington would be that 7th guy who's going into year 3. He's coming back though, but kind of an emotional ending of an era and a team that the final chapter isn't written, but can potentially usher in a new, not to overuse the word era, but a new era for Texas A&M men's basketball. That's largely coincides with Buzz Williams' coaching tenure at Texas A&M. The 6 guys, by the way, you're talking about Hayden Hefner, Henry Coleman, Wade Taylor, Anderson Garcia. I'm trying to see if I can remember them all off the top of my head. I can't. This is going to, Manny Obaseki. And there's one more out there that I'll remember before we do the end of the video. But yeah, these guys have completely changed the perception of the program. They've accomplished a lot. We saw, again, when guys like Wade Taylor came in and Manny, like, they have done the arc. The one thing that's really cool about Buzz Williams' program is, as he talked about, it is sort of a traditional program where instead of you bring in guys and they already have that pop year, like they've already had that year somewhere else as a transfer, so you kind of know what you're getting, or they're coming as like the big top 50 prospect. That's probably like a critique you could have, but they're like few guys come in and are immediately, instantly like a all SEC caliber player or prospect. The cool side of it is you do get to see every guy, pretty much every guy in this that's been a part of this program, have that sort of year by year build and progression. And you've seen that core do it all together. And it's going to be really interesting to see. They do have an exhibition game with Houston on Sunday, 4 p.m. down at the Fertitta Center. And then they open up the first Monday of the college football season at UCF. So that will be how they start the program. And again, the other thing, they've brought in 3 transfers. Zurich Phelps is going to be, I think, the main name to watch. He's going to be in the backcourt. He's going to spell out, Wade Taylor and Manny Obaseki there. He's going to be a big, important piece in doing that. Jace Carter's back as well in the backcourt there. But Zurich Phelps, Pharrell Payne, and CJ, I forget his name off the top of my head. I don't want to mess it up. CJ Wilcher in the front court there. CJ Wilcher from Nebraska, Pharrell Payne from Minnesota. Those are your 3 transfers that come in. But as Coach said, this is kind of a rarity in college basketball where you see so much continuity. And you would hope the one thing that's been a big stumbling block for A&M that don't think we saw as much of last year by recollection as opposed to years past is like early in the season, they kind of struggle sometimes and they start hitting their stride later. Now, you'd rather be hot late than early, but like especially 2 years ago, you come in and you're like you're definitely top 25 program. I don't know if they were much higher than that, maybe top 20. And then you stumble quickly. And it's just kind of like, it kind of sucks the wind out of it, similar to where we were talking with college football. You want to see A&M have a year where they just run through people and they go into SEC. I mean, how awesome would it be? They go into SEC as a top. I mean, they're number 13 right now. You could have them if they do well in the non-conference going into SEC as like a top 5 team in the country, and one that every week you're asking, how did A&M do? How did A&M do? What was A&M's game? And that is how you start to build a national prominent program where people take notice, is because you do that. Obviously, postseason runs help, but short of that, before we get there, that's something to watch out for. It's something that's really cool for those guys. Again, Solomon Washington, honorable mention, only because he'll be able to come back. So I don't know if it quite feels the same, but that's going to bother me. I got to look up who this other player is because it's driving me crazy. But anyways, we'll tie a bow on that. We'll move on to baseball while I look that up. All right, baseball has a scrimmage against Houston, 7 o'clock tonight. It's definitely tonight. I don't know if it's 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, but they have a scrimmage against Houston. They had an opening exhibition game with Houston Christian a couple weeks ago, right before the Missouri game. By the way, side note, really cool that you can have, I mean, they scheduled it around these football games anyway. Like, that wasn't a coincidence, but really neat to see them capitalize on that with how the way football's been doing as well. That means there's more on the line for that Missouri game. There's more buzz around campus, more people coming in, and then that kind of bleeds into baseball. And we saw a huge crowd for that game against Houston Christian. And so that led to a really cool moment today. It is 6 o'clock today. So 6 o'clock Friday, free admission, free parking. It should be a rowdy atmosphere with, not only a better opponent, I think a bigger football weekend. So everyone's going to be on the lookout there. And this was Michael Early, new head coach, talking about before that Houston Christian game, standing ovation for him from the 12th man. Again, that was packed in there. I think it was close to 10,000 people. I don't want to be mistaken, but it was a significant crowd. And this was him reflecting on that moment.
I hate attention. Like, I really do. You'll kind of learn that about me, but I really appreciated it. I appreciate the support, and I don't think it was just for me. I think it was just for the team in general. Like, all right, here's the start of the year, so the 12th man will never let you down, and never have. So it was a cool moment.
Yeah, really cool moment indeed. I think Michael Early is an easy guy to root for. He talked about hates attention, but obviously had a lot of it with the way, not really his fault, but just the way everything played out in terms of the moving pieces, the fanfare of everything going along. So, yeah, really, really fun to see, and it'll be interesting to see. I mean, he's got a stacked team, right? So they're going to be great this year. It'll be fun to watch his career progress as we go forward through the rest of the baseball season, and go out and support those guys. They've earned it, as he talked about. I do think it was not just the crowd, not just the acknowledgement of him, but and everything he went through with the coaching change and going to Austin and coming back, but the team as well. So that was cool to see, just because it was going to bother me. Basketball going into their third year: Hayden Hefner, Wade Taylor, Solomon Washington, Anderson Garcia, Henry Coleman, and Manny Obaseki. So those are your 6. So it's actually only 6 that are going into their third year with the program, or more. 5 of them are going to be leaving, but that is going to be quite a group to walk out the door. And finally, we'll talk about some of the other sports on campus. We've got about 5 minutes to go here before I have to hop off for other obligations. But let's talk real quick about soccer. Soccer had a game at number 6, Arkansas, on Thursday. Fortunate to get out of there with a tie, not just because Arkansas brought it. Arkansas, as I said, I don't know if I just said, they're number 6 in the country. They've been dominant. They had a lot of chances. They had a goal called off that was said to be a penalty off a corner kick against Arkansas. I think that was generous. to say the least. And then Mia Pante nearly had a winner with just a few minutes left to go in the game, just wide of the post. That would have been a massive win for that team. But they got a game against Mississippi State on Sunday at home, 5 o'clock. And make no mistake, their season is hanging in the balance. They are not eligible. Forget their likelihood of making the NCAA tournament. They're not flat out eligible if you lose 2 more games. So, they're 8-7-2 right now. They have to be at least 500 to be eligible for an at-large bid. Mississippi State's number 3 team in the country. G. Guerrero was suspended for that last game because of a red card with Arkansas. He'll be back for this one, the head coach. And I think I'm not one to go down this road, and not because I'm ever the optimist, but it's just not really I don't think it's my place to aimlessly. I try not to aimlessly speculate, right? If it's one thing if like the writing's on the wall for people, but I genuinely don't know, like, especially with this new age of priorities for how Trev Alberts would run an athletic department, how he would go about this. But I'll just say this. Texas A&M is in a position, soccer, where missing the NCAA tournament is very real possibility. They missed it in 2021, and if they miss it in 2024, that would be just a history lesson for you. They did not miss the tournament from 1995 up until 2021. Okay, they made the tournament every single year, unless I'm missing something. Yeah, so 95 to 2020, they made it every single year. You missed it 2021. If you failed to do it in 2024, and then also they made it to the first round in 2022. They actually played pretty well 2023. They won the game against Colorado, and I think they gave Texas a good game in the second round. But not only were they making the tournament all those years, they were at least making the second round for years and years and years. Of that stretch, 2020, they made the Elite Eight, and they were SEC champions. So that's like the most recent banner year for them. And then they made the second round so they made the Elite Eight in 2020. The last time they had not only made the tournament, but only went to the first round was back in 1997. And that year they were the Big 12 champs. So you have this stretch of like 20 years, 25 years where you're making the tournament, you're at least going to the second round. And now potentially if you had a situation where you went 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2 of those years you didn't go to the tournament at all. And one of the 2 years you did, you only went to the first round, given that track record of before that we talked about. I don't know that change would be made there, but I think it would create uncomfortable conversations. And I think, when you do have some pieces to build around coming into next year, and they've had injuries, and that's all very real. Sydney Becerra is going to be back. Sydney Fuller, the freshman goalkeeper, who's been fantastic. So you definitely have pieces to build around, and I think this team can be fun to watch next year. You're going to lose, I think, Mia Pante and a few other pieces, though. To be fair, it is going to be senior night for these ladies coming up, but I don't know, just something to monitor. It is a huge game against Mississippi State, Sunday at home, 5 p.m. If they win this game, I think they're definitely okay for the SEC tournament. NCAA tournament, we'll see. But really kind of a pivotal moment, I feel like, for this soccer program. And then volleyball, just to give them a tip of the cap because they were so good with the win against Texas. If you're like, okay, inject it into my veins. Logan Lednicki, what a stud. As I told you, needs to be a household name. What are they doing next? They are home against Alabama November 1st. So they don't get to do much after the Texas win. They have a big layoff, but then they've got 2 games next weekend, at home Friday and then at home Sunday. So back-to-back chances to show your support for those ladies and what they did. What a night it was over in Austin. And that is all the time I have for you here today on All In Aggies. If you haven't already, like the video. If you made it this far, you clearly like something, and subscribe to the channel. Help us make this the best show we can. Again, we cover all the sports on campus. We let you know about all these things before they pop up. So do that for us if you could. We will see you next time on here. Thank you so much for joining us.
All in Sports Network. We love sports.